Chapter 14, 74. Wealth Goo. Translator, Atlas Studios. Editor, Atlas Studios. Western Desert. This was a desert. The terrain was flat and endless towards the horizon. There was a cracked, rocky terrain with no vegetation growing. But deep underground, it was another world. There was a huge mine built in an area full of natural ore. 100,000 rockmen were living here as miners, excavating all sorts of materials for Goo immortals. This was the famous Myriad Ore Desert in Western Desert. It was in the control of the Superforce Shir clan. The ore here were of various types and had huge quantity. Other than the mortal resources excavated by the Rockmen, a lot of the immortal ore needed Goo immortals to excavate themselves. Like the subterranean adamantite, it was the hardest rank 6 immortal material, or the dark inkstone. Even the ancient sword dragon's claws could not leave a mark on it. And deep below this Myriad Ore Desert, there was a huge gold fragment river current. The gold fragment current was a metallic river in immemorial yellow heaven. A fragment of the immemorial yellow heaven had fallen into the Myriad Ore Desert back then. The immemorial yellow heaven fragment was once a land of treasures explored by Goo immortals and Goo masters. But as time passed and eras changed, the fragment got smaller and smaller before dissipating. In the process of dissipating, the Tao marks that left it turned the surrounding desert into the Myriad Ore Desert. And this gold fragment current was part of that fragment in the past. It had not dried up even until today. Fang Yuan's mini yellow heaven also had a gold fragment current, but it was very small. It was like an ant compared to the Myriad Ore Desert's gold fragment current. And in this huge gold fragment current, there was an immortal Goo formation. The Goo formation had been active all the time, monitoring the Myriad Ore Desert and controlling the countless Rockmen miners. Boom! Suddenly there was a huge explosion as a blinding light emerged from the immortal formation. A crack was created in it as a door opened. Thick smoke came out from within the door. Cough, cough! From the colorful smoke, a Rockman Goo immortal walked out. But as he walked out, the rock skin on him fell off as his true identity was revealed. He was a purebred human Goo immortal. He was middle-aged and had a mature gaze. His appearance was ordinary. He seemed like an easygoing person. Right now, he was covered in soot as he coughed. The 89th Goo refinement failed as well. The middle-aged Goo immortal sighed as he coughed out blood. The blood clumps he coughed out were very special. After landing on the ground, they turned into all sorts of jewels. There were pearls, agate, jade, gold, silver, bronze, and more. If Fang Yuan was here, he would be shocked if he saw this, even with his knowledge. What was the reason this middle-aged Goo immortal suffered such a weird injury? The middle-aged Goo immortal looked at the jewels around him as he had a peaceful appearance, not feeling surprised. Because he knew what he was doing, he was refining Wealth Goo. Wealth Goo, it was a legendary Goo written in the Legends of Renzu. According to Renzu's biography, it was made from blue seawater. Renzu's hands, worry Goo, difficulty Goo, sadness Goo, wisdom Goo, and stupidity Goo. However, it was basically impossible for the Goo immortal to refine this Goo according to that recipe now. This was not just because it was a story, but because a lot of details were subtle and not literal, and these materials were already extinct in the current world. Fang Yuan had rank 9 wisdom Goo, even though it was not refined by him yet. But the blue sea was already missing. How could anyone find blue seawater? Even if they had it, what about Renzu's hands? Then why was this middle-aged Goo immortal trying to refine Wealth Goo? It was the usual saying, man is the spirit of all living beings. Goo is the essence of heaven and earth. Humans could create countless recipes to refine an immortal Goo. The method in the Legends of Renzu could not be used, but the Goo immortal could modify the recipe themselves. This middle-aged Goo immortal cultivated Earth Path, but he had a fortuitous encounter in his early days. He obtained an incomplete immortal Goo recipe. It was unknown who was that person who left this incomplete recipe of Wealth Goo in his research to refine it. The middle-aged Goo immortal obtained it and treated it as his treasure, because he knew that it was a precious Goo recipe and the predecessor's contribution was huge. If he worked on this recipe, he could likely refine wealth goo. From this wealth goo recipe, the predecessor managed to deduce the effect of wealth goo. If he could refine wealth goo, he would be able to turn it into anything in this world. That thing could be gold, silver, or bronze. It could be rank 6 immortal material or even rank 9 immortal material. But wealth goo could not turn into any living being, including animals, plants, humans, variant humans, and goo. If I refine wealth goo, I will be able to turn it into any immortal material in the world. It is a hugely profitable business. I only need to convert it into an extinct goo material to gain immense wealth. I can even increase my cultivation foundation and surpass the entire Shi clan. The middle-aged goo immortal was extremely moved. He wanted to refine wealth goo desperately. He did not tell anyone about this. He was afraid of people's greed. This middle-aged goo immortal was Shizhong. Shi clan was a righteous path superforce in Western Desert. Shizhong had an awkward position in Shi clan. Even though he had rank 7 cultivation level, he was ostracized by Shi clan's goo immortals. There was a historical reason for this. Shizhong's father betrayed the clan and caused huge losses to them, not just in resources, but also goo immortals' lives. Thus, since a young age, Shizhong had not been well treated by the Shi clan goo immortals. In order to gain trust, Shizhong changed his name to Shizhong to express his loyalty to the clan. But that did not change anything. He was sent away by Shi clan's first supreme elder to defend this myriad ore desert. This place had abundant resources, but it bordered other super forces that were enemies of Shi clan. Shizhong was in great danger here, and there was little profits to be gained because this immortal formation was monitored the entire time. It was so strict, Shizhong had no chance to do anything. The truth was, even if it was not strict, Shizhong would not try anything. If he was found out, his circumstances would be much worse. Precisely so, Shizhong held great anticipation towards wealth goo. The basis of goo immortal cultivation is the management of one's immortal aperture. Without deep assets and foundation, no matter how much your battle strength is, that is only temporary. It is like building a skyscraper on a ground of sand. Shizhong had this realization. He had been working hard. Even though the process was tough, he had never given up. Thinking about his goo immortal cultivation journey, other than preparing for the necessary tribulations, he had invested all of his resources into the project of refining wealth goo. 89 failures. I do not have enough humans now. Shizhong healed his injuries and checked his inventory. He realized that his human goo material was insufficient. He had to collect more. Shizhong was a righteous path goo immortal, but he actually used humans as goo material. That was a demonic act. But as long as he kept it a secret, nobody would know. Shizhong did not leave any evidence behind. Nobody could target him. Shizhong was very cautious in this. He would not let anyone find any clues to his actions. The human slaves that he bought were all from Treasure Yellow Heaven. They were very safe purchases. I am using humans in place of the blue seawater in Wealth Goo's recipe, as well as Renzu's hands. This is not wrong. But was it not enough? Do I need to add in lifespan goo as well? Shizhong considered. He had lifespan goo, but he did not dare to waste them. The Legends of Renzu wrote that even though wisdom goo was not sacrificed like stupidity goo, it was part of the refinement process. I do not have wisdom goo. I used other wisdom path goo worms in place of it. I can improve upon this aspect. Worry goo, difficulty goo, sadness goo. Shizhong had all of these mortal goo. They were not hard to get. He could even refine stupidity goo himself. The goo recipe is getting more and more complete. Shizhong healed his injuries and inspected the blood he spat on the ground. His blood had turned into jewels and ore.